Hey, so I'm Ramon, editor of smarthustle.com, and I'm at NetSuite, Suite World in Las Vegas, here in Nevada. And so we're here at NetSuite's amazing conference for developers and partners and customers, talking about all things ERP. So, what's your name, and who do you work for?
My name is Julian Love. I work for St. Hope.
Awesome. And Julian, tell us a little bit of what St. Hope does, your mission, and what makes you so excited to be there.
Yeah, so St. Hope focuses on revitalizing Oak Park, Sacramento, through public education and economic development.
Awesome. And tell us a bit more about that. What's that mean?
Yeah, so the public education piece, we have a charter school network. 4 schools serve a little over 2,000 students. We also have an economic development company that started over 6 businesses and employs over 300 people in Oak Park, Sacramento.
What do you find are some of the differences or challenges in having a nonprofit business, which you guys are a nonprofit, and many of the businesses I talk to are for-profit? Any differences, similarities that you're finding?
Yeah, so I've worked in both the nonprofit and for-profit sectors, and what I've found is in nonprofits, the focus on the fiscal management, the finance operation, and really knowing your profit and loss and your budgets is not always the same.
Right.
So we've focused a lot on ensuring that our financial operation is super tight.
Got it. And you have to have that. And then would you say that for the for-profit business, what are the big distinguishing factors that they have if they're for-profit? Anything you're finding the difference, again, to help us understand those differences?
Yeah. Something we talked about earlier was I think a big difference is in nonprofits and for-profits.
Right.
For-profits, the metrics, super simple.
Yeah.
Profit.
Right.
How much money did you make? And in nonprofit, the difference is you got to make a profit or at least break even. But you also, your metrics are different.
Right.
For us, it might be kids we send to and through college. It might be how many jobs did we create. It might be, are we creating livable wage jobs? And all those things are agnostic of the profit.
Yeah, those are to actually greater good.
Yeah,
I mean,
greater
people's
good.
lives at stake.
Right. So the metrics are more difficult in a nonprofit.
Yeah, got it. And then what are some things that you've learned as you've been helping St. Hope grow, as you've been helping them with their finances and other things? What are some things you've learned on this journey that we can learn for our people who are listening for us today?
I learned the real power of the technology. So the technology behind your business really helps you set up the processes. And so that, for me, I think the magic equation is the people, the technology, and the processes. And so I just kind of learned the importance of that and how it can really transform a business.
Yeah, what's the role that NetSuite has played in this? I know as a nonprofit, again, even though nonprofit or business, you guys still running a business.
Yes.
What's the role that NetSuite has played in your growth and your evolution and helping you do what you do day to day?
Yeah, so when I walked into my job, everything was manual. Everything was paper, written out. We didn't have a good understanding of our budget, where our actuals were, where we're going to land at the end of the year. And so through the implementation of NetSuite, everything's now digital. We don't even deal with paper anymore. No paper invoices, no purchase orders. It's all in the cloud. That's super helpful from a process standpoint. Then when we get audited, we don't have to go looking through drawers and files. We have it all right there in the cloud. Also the reporting. So we know exactly where we are at all times. And so if we need to make a decision, change direction, we know before it's too late.
Yeah, it seems like part of this has been possibly an efficiency boost. Have you found that?
Yeah.
It seems like it's, when you said audited and things like this, it seems like the manual process might slow you down. And other companies who are watching this, is that something that's been happening?
100%. And with that, we've been able to decrease the head count of our back office teams and put more people out there who are like having an impact in the community.
And that's important. I think when many small businesses think about productivity and technology, when you said reduce headcount, but this doesn't mean necessarily people are fired. This means they can go do something else.
Right.
They can be more productive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They can go do the mission's work.
Yeah. Okay. Very much. And can you help us understand for those small businesses that are kind of outgrowing, outgrowing their current just financial-based packages, and they're saying, you know what? When do we need ERP? How do we implement it in our business? Any advice for them? Again, you've been through it already, but talking to a chair manufacturer, any other company, when they're going through that pain point, how do they know when they may need to use something else?
I think you'll know. When the processes get too manual, when you're spending so much time dealing with things that aren't of high value, then you know you got to do something else. Yeah. And then it's time to go see what out there works for you. For us, it was NetSuite by landslide. Right. And so I encourage everybody to go out, look at different options. And you'll see which one provides the most value for you.
Got it. One big thing that we've talked about in this conference here, Julian, is the power of AI and machine learning. And I know for some people that's a very geek thing. It's something, we got to program and we got to spin out and drink Red Bull and all this stuff. But I think for many small businesses, not quite that way. It should be built into the process. I've heard a lot about that. Executives talking about this today. What are your thoughts on AI and machine learning? I know one thing it's important to use reporting and again the speed, the efficiency. How do you think that might play a role in St. Hope now or in the future and for other businesses?
Yeah, I think machine learning, AI, blockchain, all super exciting to me.
Yeah.
I kind of bring an article to my team every week so we can learn, just start to understand the technology of tomorrow. And so when I think about potential applications for us, one thing I think is interesting is in hiring, right? And so once you get all this data in and you're looking at how people perform based on their characteristics, I think in the future it may help us know, okay, we have 2 potential teachers we want to hire and put in front of students. We might have data one day that can tell us which one's going to be a knockout teacher and help those kids make it to and through college versus somebody who might not do as well.
Right.
So right now it's about us getting the right data in so that eventually we can learn from that data.
Got it. And last thing, any advice for us? Again, you're running a business, whether you have your own or not. I'm a firm believer in Seth Godin's kind of being entrepreneur, whether you work for yourself or not.
Yep.
What's your advice to our business owners who are watching us that you've learned over the years, you've learned from executives at St. Hope? Anything you can leave us with?
Yep. I think for entrepreneurs, growth is super important. Of course for your business, but for yourself. So always learning and staying ahead of the new technology and reading and going to conferences. I've learned so much in these last 2 days at Sweet World that it really is going to go back and transform our business even more.
Nice.
And so I think just finding those growth opportunities and chasing them down and continuing to pour in yourself and your teams is really going to make the difference for your business.
Awesome. One more time, leave it with your full name and who you work for.
Julian Love, work for St. Hope.
Great. My name is Ramon Ray with smarthustle.com.